What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm gonna give you some good, bad, and ugly, and give you a mid-tier review on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Wow, look at those graphics! Look at that! It just immerses you in this world, and you are in it, and it's huge. Okay, this is not a game that you're gonna beat in like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, or 10 hours. It's gonna be a lengthy game. I don't know if you do the premise of how I do DVDs, but if you break it down for value, you know, what am I going to base this one at? At 60, I would pay for it. I did pay for it, but I do, reviews and stuff of games that interest me. Um, but at 40, must have. Anything below that, you're a moron if you don't buy it because it is just that good. I'm probably about halfway through it, I think. About to fight the second sister. So that's where I'm at within this game, and it's an expensive game. Okay, going to give you a little bit of the good, the bad, the ugly. The good still remains from what I said in the first video: the audio, the graphics. The bad is that it does glitch out a little bit. Which game doesn't? Okay, and then the other bad thing about it is sometimes when it respawns you, if you fall off of a platform, it could respawn you right in front of a trooper or enemy type, and boom, it's an instant hit, and you can't just zip line away or jump away properly, But one of the very cool things about it is, and I love this little detail. There's so many small details to this game, and the storyline is very good. But like this, these animals will interact with each other, and they will interact with the stormtroopers. And I've walked across battles where animals or insects or whatever were fighting these troopers. And actually, I've walked into where I was taking over a Wookiee prison, and you could actually see the ensuing battle in the background and stuff. I fought an AT-AT, an ST Walker. Those are pretty cool. So it is pretty cool, and you actually get in the cockpit of an AT-AT Walker, and you can actually shoot and stuff. It's pretty cool. I haven't gotten into any, like first person or even third person, like flight simulator, like Rogue Squadron or anything like that. But like that, he just killed that guy. Or that little rat. I don't know what it is, but if I went to my compendium, I could probably tell you what it is. But that is some really cool detail. Look at this stuff. And there's a lot of things like you think you can't go anywhere, and you're like, "What the heck do I go?" And then boom, you just gotta squeeze yourself in there. A lot like Tomb Raider, and those kinds of the newer Tomb Raiders anyway. But look at that little robot. That robot, I've got a little soft spot for him. And it's one of those things that the droid is actually a character. Believe it or not. It's just like in the movies how C-3PO and R2-D2 have actually become an established character within the story arc. And it hits on all cylinders for me on this game. The bad, there is a little bit of bad. And another thing of the bad, you can put a mark on right there, is just like as in the Tomb Raider, you can be traversing and zip lining, wall running, get yourself, and you fall. Because of a miscalculation, which is very prevalent within any type of platformer game, going all the way back to, the 8-bit era. So that is one thing that just sucks. You can traverse and traverse and traverse and whoops, slip. But you slip enough and then you die. So, and there's no enemy there to kill to get your XP or your life force back. A couple of tricks and tips. Ticks. That's funny. When you're dealing with enemies, especially whenever there's doors there, what I have found is that you can actually go outside the door, recuperate a little bit, recoup your force, open up the door, and then continue. This is one of the things that I tried to do with this little guy right here. It's not really a little guy. The motherfucker has rabies and shit. But popped open this door here, and you can also slash your way through down here. You can actually use these guys as bomb. These guys blow up. So you can actually force push those guys against the wall. Ooh. And there's actually an enemy down around the corner where you can actually force push it into them. But like in a corridor like that, when you have a larger enemy, it's also a tactic that you can also use in any Dark Souls and even Bloodborne and stuff like that, is where you can kind of, even Sekiro, get inside of a perimeter where a lot of times they'll have difficulty getting in, and you can come out, hit, go back in, or you can hit, climb up a level, drop down, hit, and that works pretty good to anything that's like sensitive to your force that you can do a slow. So a lot of times if I'm having trouble or if I'm struggling, what I'll do is I'll freeze, slash, move, go up, let my force rebuild, rinse and repeat. It's a great tactic through this game. Sometimes, I'll tell you another thing that's a really good tactic is if it's possible, sometimes you can, but the main thing that you want to do when your tactics with the stormtrooper clusters or when they're coming at you in multiple units, try to take out the laser folks first, because it's going to do you absolutely no good in close combat, because you could be parrying and all of a sudden, you're about to go in and you get hit by a barrage of laser blasters. Not going to be very effective. Try to take those guys out. Usually it takes one hit. The ones that have the shield on them, like the one that has like rapid fire, almost kind of like a minigun, but it has the blue shield. I will tell you this, you might think that it's not working, but if you bounce that laser back about 3 times, it will actually destroy that shield, and then it'll go down to 1 hit. So if you can whittle him down to where he's the last one, reflect about 4 back and he'll go down. So don't give up hope. Or you can run up on him and just slash him. And another little tip and trick, which I thought was like amazingly, really a cool concept and everything. The physics in this is really cool. So you'll come across these flame throwing troopers. If you actually force push that flame back onto them, they will catch on fire. And you need to run because, their backpacks catch on fire and they will explode. There's a lot of little things like that. You can repel the rockets that are fired. When I fought the STAT, little 2-legged thing like playing Return of the Jedi in the forest. He will emit these little grenades that he'll throw down like blue balls. I just said that, I did. But you can repel them back and or force push them if you want to get in the canonology of the whole thing, and it will explode. And then you will have to deflect the laser. He will shoot a rocket, and you will have to force push that back. And that's the way that you beat him. But don't just sit there at his legs and slash, because he will drop these bombs. And you think that they're explosive bombs, but they're not. They're electro bombs. So what they'll do is they'll electrocute you and paralyze you, which is no bueno, amigo. But yeah, look at these graphics. I got the double sword. You can find the Darth Maul double-bladed lightsaber, which is pretty cool. Does a little bit less damage. Is a little bit more geared towards multiple people attacks because it can spin and it has 2 edges, and it's pretty cool, especially on the eyes and stuff. But I really like the old school Luke Skywalker Jedi. I mean, the Darth Maul one is cool, but really, just as it is in the movie, it's purely the look of the thing and the design of the thing that is actually pretty cool. In the effectiveness of it in battle, I really haven't seen a substantial advantage to using it. But yeah, I mean, that's the hard up, the good, the bad, and the ugly right there. I've been turned it on and it's hard to put it down. And that's a lot of how I will rate a game. And that's how I feel that a lot of other people would rate a game too. I mean, if you pick up a game and you don't want to put it down, that means there's a reason why. That means you're enjoying it, right? If you're having fun with it and you're immersed in it, it's great. And that's what this game is very good at doing. I will say that this game has delivered in ways that I was not expecting it to deliver. It takes the best out of a whole lot of games. I mean, in the chronological order of kind of like Dark Souls type games, it evolved for me like to Bloodborne, which is awesome, from Dark 3. Then you go from Bloodborne to Sekiro, which for me, being more of an action-based person with, as far as like the abilities and things that can be done, it goes to that. Then you get into the Surge 2, where you can zip line up and down, and it's more vertical instead of just horizontal kind of. I know that there was some verticality to the other ones, but not quite done. But this game takes a lot of elements that were good out of games and polishes them up to a refined product that is great. So final analysis, yes. Yes! And a big yes.